What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, constantly full of beans, John Lou Garofalo and G-Man J. What's up, boys?
So full of beans.
So full of beans. Joey went out to go do a thing, see a guy about a dog, so I decided to hop on.
And no one could stop him. We tried repeatedly over and over again, but he's got the link. What can we do?
I'm the captain.
Guys, joining us today, someone who we gave the link to 100% on purpose is our great friend Ladarius Brown. You can find him on Twitter at Ladarius_Brown, and you can see his work as a writer over at Beyond Women's Sports, at Blogging Dirty, and at Sports Key to Pro Football. Ladarius, thanks so much for joining us today, my friend.
Ladarius.
Oh, how are you guys doing? I always love coming on. It feels different, but it feels right. So
it always feels right. It always feels right. That's for sure.
Back at 3 p.m. and Ladarius is he's like our dream. He's a big wrestling fan, so he's got that for Jay and Joey. He's a huge Jeopardy nerd. It's in his Twitter bio. We love games, and then of course, what we all have in common, we got that fantasy football rocking for us.
Sir.
So it's exciting to have you back on today, Ladarius. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Craig wants to know, what will Brown do for you? Hopefully get a win on Fantasy Fortune today.
Let's go.
Yeah. I like this guy. He's all right.
I know that wasn't my best. I was wrestling with what to put today.
Yeah.
We got Alex in here ready for today. Said, not awful, Craig. We'll take it. We'll accept it, Craig. And Dustin said, fairly decent. I like it. Now, Simon and JL have to acknowledge it.
We always do, always will. Never haven't.
And Craig acknowledged. Just for you. We got Dame in here as well. Says, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Dame. Glad to have you in here. And J-Wall said, I used to work at the circus where I'd circumcise elephants. The pay was bad, but the tips were huge. I just really read, J-Wall, you are in timeout. I will not be reading your comments for at least 2 shows. So we can try again next week with reading your comments on the show. God, Joe, once I get trust for you, I will Ron Burgundy anything. Like if you put it in there, Craig puts it in there, Dustin puts it in there. Like if you've got my trust, I'm gonna do it. But
now that trust is gone.
Now that trust is gone, J-Wall. We got Victor in here. So good afternoon, bro. Chacho. Smash that like button. What's up, Victor?
I think J-Wall's excited. I don't know if you guys heard or not, but there's talks of a Shrek 5. So I think J-Wall is just all excited, all verklempt, and just can't control himself.
Honestly,
I see it.
Those movies went 1 was great, 2 was good, 3 went real downhill, and then 4
was good.
Might have been the best one of the Shrek movies.
Yeah.
Like if you're sleeping on 4, then you need to go rewatch it because you're not remembering how good Shrek 4 was.
I need to go rewatch it.
You need to go rewatch it. We got Better Boss in the chat. What's up, Matt? Said, hey everyone, the day just got a lot better.
Thank you.
And we got Tommy in here with the What's Up Boys. What's up, Tommy? Welcome, man.
Tommy.
And Albert over here as well. Man, we got a full house ready to play some Fantasy Fortune today. Sully in here as well. Says, let's go.
Let's go. What up, Sully?
Was that on the soundboard or was that somebody?
No, that was just out of my mouth board.
That was beautiful.
Out of my mouth.
Record that.
Yeah. If you could save that one on your mouth board for next time, Jay.
I got you.
What button do we have to press to get that sound?
Just know where the button is.
Is there an app we can download? I can download that. And
for some reason, every time I try to push the button, I always get woo. It's the sound that comes out of your mouth board. Matt in here wants to know who's playing Vanna White. I will be your
all 3 of us.
Pat Sajak, Vanna White, and we're all going to be all of those people today.
Yes.
On this blessed day, we're all Vanna White and Pat Sajak. Well, guys, like we mentioned, we're going to play some Fantasy Fortune today. Before we get into that, though, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you are not following our friend Ladarius over on Twitter, you need to go and do that right now. He's on Twitter at Ladarius_Brown. And like we mentioned, you can find his work at Beyond Women's Sports, Blogging Dirty, and Sports Key to Pro Football. Links to all of those right there in his bio. So make sure you go and check out what Ladarius has been up to. After you're doing that, if you're watching this show on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of our shows at our new time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, right here every day.
A new old time.
On bettersports.com or on the Front Yard Fantasy YouTube channel. Yeah, back to the new old time that we never left, but we're back. Here we are to begin with.
Here we are again. Always missed it. Never will forget it again.
Never will forget.
No idea what you just said, but let's
just
go.
Just like my mom used to say. That must have been a Georgia thing. Must have been a Georgia.
Must have been a Georgia thing.
Well, I say that, and Ladarius, you're a huge Falcons fan. You didn't happen to grow up in Georgia and can call me out on that, can you?
No, listen, I have family in Georgia, and I guess I got to make some calls tonight.
You guys never told me about this Georgia lingo that was going on.
I went there, I ate your food, and I was told nothing.
Dustin wants to know, is JL growing facial hair again?
No, I just forgot to shave.
And Dustin wants to know,
thanks for noticing.
Can we get another lemon bet today? Anybody up for another lemon bet?
I'll go. I'm down. Who's down?
We'll see. I don't know if we want to make a.
I said yesterday I like lemons, so that it wouldn't even be a bad thing for me.
We got our friend Scott in here. So what's up, FYI fam? How's it going, Ladarius?
How's it going, Scott? How are you?
Scott said, "Oh, and hi, Jay." And Sully wants to know, how is your mom? My mom's doing great, Sully. Yeah, my mom's doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. My mom thought Sully was cute whenever she was on air and put it in the chat. And then Sully's wife was in the chat reading the comments and was like, "Who is this woman calling my husband cute on the stream?"
You'll hit him.
Well, guys, today the game we are playing is Fantasy Fortune. If you've ever seen the popular TV show Wheel of Fortune, this is going to be very familiar to you, but with one big difference. Instead of spinning the wheel, our contestants are going to be answering 50-50 NFL or fantasy-related trivia questions. If you get that question right, you're going to get to guess a continent that you think appears somewhere on this board. For every instance of it that shows up, you're going to have $500 to your round bank. Now, you can do this up to 3 times on your turn. That is question right, consonant right, question right, consonant right, question right, consonant right. But after that third and final time, you're going to get 5 seconds to solve the puzzle. But we are moving on to the next person after that. The good news is you will bank all of that money out of your round bank and into your total bank. Now, there are 2 other things you can do on your turn at any time before a question has been asked. You can choose to solve the puzzle, where you will earn a minimum of $1,000 or whatever's in your round bank, whichever one is higher, or you can choose to buy a vowel, which will cost $100 per instance of the vowel that shows up. We're going to require a minimum of $500 in your round bank in order to buy a vowel. But if you got it, then you can choose to do that. Whenever you want to solve that puzzle. It can be before there's no letters. It can be when all the letters are up there. Whoever's got the most money at the end of this game will be our Fantasy Fortune champion. Are you ready?
I do have one question. When do we get to order drinks? Who do we need to place those orders with?
Yeah, just call Joey. Whenever he gets back from his errand, he should be able to stop by your house and bring it to you.
Call him real quick. Hold on. All right.
Yeah. Craig in here said, out of your round bank and into your square bank. Yes, that is correct. Out of your round bank and into your square bank. Well, guys, for this first puzzle, forget everything I just said. It is going to be a toss-up puzzle. So how this one is going to work is letters are going to be slowly revealed for an NFL player's name. Whenever you think you know who the player is, just say your name to buzz in. Get it right, you're going to get $500 and you get to go first. Get it wrong, you're out for this round. But it's just the warm-up, basically, determining that turn order. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. For $500, here is your first toss-up. I'm going to start revealing letters. Say your name when you think you know who it is.
Brock, Jay.
Ladarius.
Yes, Mr. Brock Purdy, your guess.
Brock, I would like to come to you. Jay, who do you think this is?
Jay Felici. It's Brock Purdy.
Jay, this is Brock Purdy. Nice job, my friend. Going to get you $500 into your round bank. And had you not said Jay before Ladarius said Ladarius, I would have let Ladarius go.
That's only fair. I actually forgot to tell you my legal name is actually Brock, but I just go by Jay.
I've met you.
That was not told to me before we. I got to change my name on my birth certificate now. That's great.
It is an FYI rule. You get 1 free birth certificate name change per show. Use it wisely.
It costs a lot of money for us to forget that ability.
We got a guy who takes care of it, but just please don't try to abuse it. Only use it when necessary.
This is obviously that time.
Nice job, Jay. That's going to earn you $500, and you're going to get to go first on our first puzzle. So let's go ahead and pull up that puzzle. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Yep.
For our first puzzle here, we have a player car mashup. So this is going to be a player's name and a car smashed together into one. An example that we used last week was the Ford Bronco Comet. So it could be something along those lines. We're going to take a car model and smash it with a player name. And Jay, you are going first. Are you ready for your first question?
Let's do it. I have a feeling that this is one of the ones you were giggling about as you were coming up with the puzzles earlier. Yeah, I have a feeling this might be it.
Jay, who had more PPR fantasy points in 2022? Who had more PPR fantasy points in 2022? Was it Jalen Waddle or was it Mike Evans?
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle would be correct with 259 to Mike Evans, 225. Which letter would you like?
Simon, give me the D.
The D. There are 2 D's in this puzzle. Jay, going to add 1,000 to your round bank. Would you like to buy a vowel, solve this puzzle, or take another question?
Let's take another question.
Another question. And a reminder to everybody in the chat, play along with us. Play along with us in the chat. And if you're on the show and you can close that chat, go ahead and do so full screen and make sure, because our viewers are significantly smarter than we are usually, and they're solving these puzzles well before us. That being said, Ladarius is usually one of the people in the chat out there out solving us. So now we got a little bit of extra juice on our side. We got Ladarius on the on-screen team now. Suck it, chat. Okay, Jay, what do you want to do here?
I'll take another question.
Okay, who had more PPR fantasy points in 2022? Who had more PPR fantasy points in 2022? Was it Ezekiel Elliott or was it Jonathan Taylor?
I'm going to go with Zeke with all those touchdowns.
Zeke is correct. You saw through the trick. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with H.
H. 1H, Jay. That's going to add 500. This is your last opportunity to buy vowels this turn if you would like to do so.
No, I'll go ahead and take another question.
Okay, one more question. Who had more PPR fantasy points in 2022? Was it Khalil Herbert or was it A.J. Dillon?
That's a good one because I know A.J. Dillon started slow, got kind of hot at the end, but Khalil Herbert missed some time. Still going to go with Khalil Herbert because he had a couple of big games.
Jay? It was A.J. Dillon by about 50 PPR fantasy points, which means we are moving on to Ladarius. Ladarius, would you like to solve this puzzle or do you want a question?
I'll take a question.
Okay, my question for you, Ladarius, is who had more PPR fantasy points in 2022? Who had more PPR fantasy points? Was it CeeDee Lamb or was it Chris Godwin?
You idiot.
Me?
Yeah, you.
You got it, Jay?
I'm gonna go CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is correct, Ladarius. Which letter would you like?
If you know, boy, I'm gonna go N.
N. There are 2 N's in this puzzle. Going to add 1,000 to your round bank. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like another question or would you like to solve?
I'll take a question, please.
A question. Here we go. Who had more PPR fantasy points last season in 2022? Was it Najee Harris or was it Dameon Pierce?
I don't know if it's a swerve. I'm gonna go against myself, but you know what?
The double swerve.
Yeah, it's the double triple option.
Double reverse swerve.
Triple option swerve play. I love to see it on Madden.
Sean McVay's special.
I'm gonna go Dameon Pierce.
I am sorry, it was Najee Harris. That was a tricky one.
Should have went the quadruple swerve.
There was one extra swerve in there. Yeah. It was with the Cliff Kingsbury, not the Sean McVay. Which means, JL, we are on to you. You seem like you have this.
I don't like the look on his face.
I don't like it either. It's disturbing, to be honest.
Oh, I feel like should I risk it and try and go for the money?
No risk it, no biscuit. I mean, it's up to you.
All right. Let it roll.
There you go.
Let's get a question.
Hey, who had more PPR fantasy points last season, JL? Who had more PPR fantasy points? Was it Garrett Wilson or was it Amari Cooper?
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
Let's go with Garrett Wilson.
JL. It is Amari Cooper. I am so sorry.
No.
Which means, Jay, we are back to you.
I
Would
like
you like
it.
a question?
Okay.
Would you like to solve, or would you like to buy a vowel?
Let's go ahead and buy an O, please.
An O, as in, oh no, JL just missed that question when he knew the answer to the puzzle. Is that
Yeah,
is that
that's
the
exactly.
vowel you would like?
That's the context I meant it in. Yes.
Okay. Well, Jay, there are 3 O's in this puzzle. Going to subtract 300 from your round bank. Your options remain the same. What would you like to do?
Let's go ahead and buy an A as well, please.
A as in A, JL. You really
Hey!
screwed up there, not solving that puzzle and taking a question instead.
I know.
In A, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 A's. Jay, bringing you down to 800. And yet again, your options are the same. Would you like to solve? Would you like another question? Would you like to buy
Please, another vowel, sir.
No, I believe I've got it. I just got to make the same decision. You know what? I'm not going to make the same mistake that
You idiot.
Jean-Luc made. I would like to solve
What is it, Jay?
Honda Accordarel Patterson.
It is the Honda Accordarel Patterson. That is 100% correct, Jay. Going to earn you $1,000.
Well done. Yeah.
Normally I would have
we're
went for it, but I
fun.
just wanted to piss JL off, so that's why I went
Tim,
ahead and solved.
4 minutes ago in the chat with Honda Accordarel Patterson.
Whoa.
Probably around the same time you started making excited noises.
Is it
JL.
spelled perfectly too?
I think so. No, he missed the R. He
Dang.
missed the second
Oh,
R.
boo.
Let's see what Scott in the chat got it with the second R.
Scott gets it.
Scott gets it. Yep. Sorry,
Nice
Tim.
job, Scott. Nice job. Also, Tim said he's a genius. Only in player car mashups, though. That is where
That's
is
what he
where
majored at in
lives.
Clemson, right?
Yeah, that was it was material science and player car mashups. Was the second part of that degree, I
Fair
believe.
enough.
Jake Trowbridge in the chat said 2Ds. How do they even fall around? Good question. Good
We'll bring him
question.
on the
Waddle.
show and ask. We ask the tough questions here on Front Yard Fantasy. Before we move on to our next puzzle, Ladarius, as the resident Falcons fan, I wanted to ask you about Cordarrelle Patterson. I was a little bit surprised last year about his lack of receiving work. And when you go look at the numbers, he had like 120 receiving yards from a dude that's a converted wide receiver. And now Tyler Algier's taken over. They're going to bring him back. And is there any fantasy value for him, or is this Algier's backfield now?
You know, that's a very good question. It's something I kind of toggle with, but I mean, you can't ignore the fact that Algier, you know, if people didn't know, he was a 1,000-yard rusher. If I mean, it's one of those, he did it very silently to the point where you didn't know. And from all intents and purposes, I think this should be Algier's backfield, depending on what they do draft-wise. Hopefully they don't get a running back in the first couple of rounds, and I'd feel secure about it. But Cordarrelle Patterson still has some value, but nowhere near the same value I think he had last year.
I'm with you. And that's pretty much how I feel about Algier. His value is so not insulated right now, but he could be primed for another big year next year. 1,000 yards this year, going into a second year. If they don't add someone in the draft, man, I am excited to draft him. But if they do, it's probably going to be hands off depending on where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Scott in the chat saying CPAT only having 21 catches was one of the weirdest things in 22.
Yeah.
It shocks
I mean,
me.
him have the weirdest things in 21.
having 20 of those catches is the weirdest thing I saw.
Yeah, you know what? This is actually normal. Cordarrelle Patterson being a top 10 running back in 2021 is what was absolutely absurd. We got so used to the world being upside down the past 2 years that things went back to normal, and we were like, what the hell?
Now we're just still
This
reeling.
39-year-old running back only had 21 catches?
down.
Converted wide receiver.
It's down.
Yeah, you're right. But I have been saying that was so weird, but really it just makes sense. Well, Jay, that's going to put you out to an early lead here, 1,500. We're going to go ahead and load up that next puzzle here and get started. Up next, we've got one of my favorite categories, rhyme time. This is going to be something that rhymes. We've had ones in the past, drinking soda with Marcus Mariota, playing clarinet with Jacoby Brissett. So it's going to
I love that one.
It's going to be something kind of like that probably.
I love that one because it paints such a like calm and comforting picture.
And can you
Just
not
like sitting in Jacoby's living room playing clarinet with
can you
him.
not close your eyes and picture Jacoby Brissett like so gracefully playing the clarinet. Like
Oh,
something
yeah.
about him just
You
screams
know
like, and he's
he
like,
just
and he
rip into that
and he's
thing.
like dipping his head, like going with the music. Like he's just.
Wait, clarinet's down. Why are we playing
Oh,
it like this?
I was thinking the flute.
The clarinet.
That's how Jacoby plays it, though. He's a master. He
He's
does
an
it on the spot.
innovator.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Sometimes we say clarinet and think flute. Sometimes
No,
we
yeah,
say
I
duck and
could-
think pig.
Yeah. That's like I'm pretty sure Squidward went like this. I'm like, it's not my job to correct, but you know, it's like
I love the reference for that was SpongeBob. That makes it so much
Yeah,
better.
like, he
That was
had
your
like
point
the
of
stand,
reference.
Yeah.
and like I could have sworn he didn't. I'm like, well, you know, maybe
Not according to my research.
No, my research is run the footage. And, like,
If
I didn't
Mr.
wanna be that
Tentacles
guy.
would like a word with you, Simon. Well, guys, a reminder to play along in the chat. Like Tim and Scott last time, we'll shout you out if you are right. And if you make us laugh with a really wrong answer, we'll also shout you out almost with more fanfare than if you're correct and smart. Because
Oh, we like a good laugh.
Yeah.
we value humor and stupidity over intelligence here at Frank Nerd Fantasy.
It's in the
Well,
game.
it's in
Yeah.
the game. Well, Darius, you are up first for this one because Jay got that one right. Would you like a question or do you want to solve this one?
No, I don't quite have the clairvoyance, so I'll take a question.
All right. My question for you is who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Aaron Jones or was it Derrick Henry?
This feels easier. I'm overthinking this. Derrick Henry.
I tried to get you with the double cross and you wouldn't fall for it, Ladarius. It is Derrick Henry. Which letter would you like?
Let me get a T, please.
A T as in taco?
Team.
Absolutely.
There we go. There are two T's in this
Ooh.
puzzle. Going to add 1,000 to your round bank. What's the move, Ladarius? Vowel, solve, or another question?
Let's go with another question. Simon Sajak.
Simon Sajak. Got him.
Another question. Here we go. Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Joe Mixon or was it Ramondre Stevenson?
Ooh. Mixon had that big game, touchdowns, but the yardage. I'm gonna go Joe Mixon.
I am sorry. It was Ramondre
Yeah.
Stevenson, Ladarius. That one was tricky for sure, which means we're moving on to jail. Yeah, that 7 touchdown game just clouds every Joe Mixon
Yeah.
fantasy memory you have of 2022, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just like I think I'm like, you know what? No, just I should have quadrupled again. That's I didn't learn from round one.
There's always one more swoop.
Yeah.
John Luke, would you like a question or are you going to solve this one?
I need a question.
Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Cam Akers or was it Deonta Foreman?
Acres.
I'm sorry, it was Deonta Foreman, and that one was tricky. I got 2 tricky ones out there, which means Jay, we're on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Let's go with a question.
Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Jamal Williams or was it Raheem Mostert?
Go with Raheem Mostert.
I'm sorry, it was Jamal Williams with over 1,000. Raheem Mostert down at 891, which means Ladarius, we are back to you. And they did no work for you. Left you with just the teams
Yeah.
that you put on the board.
And to think that I thought I was a friend of this show. And to think,
This is just a group project.
Darius is just doing all the work.
yes, well, it brings back memories, but
Why does this always happen to
it's
me?
like, oh man, not again. I was over this 20 years ago. Okay. I hit my notebook and everything. I should have bought that Trapper Keeper. Okay.
Ladarius, do you want another question?
Question.
Okay, here we go. Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Tony Pollard or was it Josh Allen?
This feels closer than what it should be. But I'm going to say Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard is correct. Ladarius, which letter would you like?
Give me a H.
H. There are 3 H's in this puzzle. Gonna add 300 or 1,500 to your round bank. What would you like to do here, Ladarius?
Let me buy the vowel I.
An I. There are two I's. Going to subtract 200.
Okay. Let's do one more vowel. Let's do O.
Oh, as in, oh no.
Hey, that was the one you used last
Yeah, that's
time.
why I stopped before I just roasted you with the same one again. I almost just did the whole full thing again, and I was like, Simon, original with your roasts. Original with your roasts.
So you just stopped it. Oh no.
Oh no, you've used the same insult you used last time on JL, Simon.
I hope no one remembers that I did.
Well, Ladarius, that subtracted 400 and gave you a bunch of O's up there, 4 O's to be precise. What do you want to do next? You want to solve? Do you want to buy another vowel, or would you like your second question?
I'll take a second question, please.
Here we go. We're going to move on over to some receiving yards. Who had more receiving yards in 2022? Who had more receiving yards in 2022? Was it A.J. Brown or was it Christian Kirk?
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown is absolutely correct. Which letter would you like, Ladarius?
Ooh, let me get a R, please.
R. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 R's in here. I'm going to add $2,000, Ladarius, and that was only your second question. Your options are you can buy a vowel, you can solve this puzzle, or you can take your third and final question.
Well, I know half. So I'm gonna take a
Which half?
no comment.
The left.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the middle, I believe. I'm not sure.
Damn it, Jay. That was a good one.
Vertical? I don't know. I'll buy a vowel.
Which one would you like?
I'm gonna go E.
E. There are 3 E's in this puzzle. Going to subtract 300, Ladarius. Racking up that money. There's still vowels to buy. You can take your third and final question, or you can solve this puzzle.
I'm gonna go question.
Okay, here's your third and final question. Who had more receiving yards last season? Who had more receiving yards last season? Was it Juju Smith-Schuster or was it Allen Lazard?
Oh wow, that's a good one. I'm gonna say Allen Lazard.
I'm sorry, Ladarius. It was Juju Smith-Schuster with all the money built up.
No.
You're on to John Luke. Jail, would you like to solve? Would you like a question? Or you can't buy a vowel because you have no money?
No monies.
I would like to solve
Okay.
SOP.
this stupid puzzle. I
now I know
really
what it
hope
is.
this is right.
Now I know what it is. I hate it here.
Being very thorough with Joe Burrow. Being very thorough with Joe Burrow.
It is being very thorough with Joe Burrow. JL said
Nailed it.
painfully slow on the way out. Were you?
Sorry, that was thorough. That word is not a word.
Landon?
Thorough. Look at that.
It's a mouthful of a word. You chew on
Look at
that
how
one.
that's
Ladarius.
spelled. You're telling me that doesn't look weird to you. The rough.
Being very,
It's actually pronounced throw.
how many different ways can we say this before we get taken off the air? Do you think we can do it for 30 more minutes?
For infinite.
No. Chat was on top of this one. They worked together on this one. We had with Joe Burrow. Craig said, enjoying your furlough with Joe Burrow. And they were impressed. They were absolutely
Love when that happens.
they were impressed with it, but I thought it wasn't going to happen.
That would be such a weird puzzle.
Wait, what?
If Simon had put that in here, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, but I put the very normal one of being very thorough with Joe Burrow. JL, since you solved this puzzle, I did want to ask you, what precisely are you being thorough with Joe Burrow about?
Yeah.
Well, mostly woodwork, I'd say. Yeah,
just mostly woodwork. What do you guys?
Lots of carpentry.
I heard he makes a mean honeycomb, but that's all he makes. He
It's also-
refuses to make anything else.
Kitchen cabinet organization. I've heard he's very thorough with that as well.
100%.
Tupperware.
In his burrow. Well, guys, we are moving on to our next prompt. JL, that is going to earn you $1,000 in this game, but it is still very much so anybody's game here. Next puzzle coming up. We have a player idiom mashup. So this is another player mashup, kind of like the car one, but this time it's with an idiom. In the past, we've had like over the Darnell Mooney, things like that. So it's going to be an idiom, which is a phrase mixed with a player's name. You guys will figure it out. JL, you got that one right, which means Jay, you're up first. Are you ready for your first question?
I'm not.
Well, too bad if you are. We got Joey in the chat saying he's about to go see the Super
Joey.
Luigi Bros movie. I have to do research for tomorrow's Battle Royale. We got a Super Mario Bros. Battle Royale bracket coming on tomorrow. So if you need to go brush up on your Mario lore, go and do that now, because tomorrow they're fighting to the death in a bracket here.
I have Toad. I think Toad would win it all.
Yeah, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as it's Keegan-Michael Key's Toad and not just from the games running around.
What was that time? And I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
That actually wasn't me. So I'm a little freaked out right now. I think Keegan-Michael Key is here with us now.
He's lurking.
Welcome to the stage, surprise contestant, Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, this is so disappointing without an actual Keegan.
Yeah, and then the music plays and we're
He'd
just
like
sad.
some audience, some live audience clapping or something like that, JL.
Well, Jay, here's your first question. Who had more receiving yards last season? Who had more receiving yards last season? Was it T. Higgins or was it Mark Andrews?
Go with T. Higgins.
T. Higgins is correct. Which letter would you like, Jay?
Boo.
Let's go with an H.
An H. There are 3 H's in this puzzle. Going to add 1,500 to your round bank. Would you like another question, or would you like to buy a vowel, or would you like to solve?
Let's go with another question.
Another question. Jay, who had more receiving yards last year? Who had more receiving yards last year? Was it George Pickens or was it DJ Moore?
Ooh. Still gonna. I'm gonna still go DJ Moore.
And you would still be correct. Nice call, Jay. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with a T.
T. There are 3 T's in this puzzle. Racking up another 1,500. What's the move?
Let's buy an E.
An E. There are 4 E's. Going to subtract 400 from your round bank. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like another question? Your third and final question, or would you like to solve?
I know everything but the player name. Let's buy an I.
An I. There's 1 I in this puzzle. We're going to subtract another 100. Your options remain the same.
I'll go ahead and take another question.
Okay. Who had more receiving yards last season? Who had more receiving yards last season? Was it Pat Freiermuth or was it Gabe Davis?
That's a very, very good one. I believe I'm going to go with Pat Friartuck on that one.
I am sorry. It was Gabe Davis with more receiving yards, which means we're on to Ladarius. Ladarius, would you like to solve this puzzle? Would you like another question, or those are your only options because you can't buy vowels?
I'll take a question.
A question. Who had more receiving yards last season? Who had more receiving yards last season? Was it Mike Evans or was it Michael Pittman?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is correct with over 1,100 to Michael Pittman's 925. Which letter would you like, Ladarius?
I'll take an N, please.
An N as in Nancy?
Yes.
There are 3 N's in this puzzle. Going to add 1,500 to your round bank. Would you like another question? Would you like to buy a vowel, or would you like to solve this puzzle?
Oh, I know. Once again, last round tricked me up because I knew it. And give me a question.
A question. Okay.
So I can be sure.
Who had more receiving touchdowns last year? So now we're talking touchdowns. Who had more receiving touchdowns last year? Was it Devontae Adams or was it DJ Moore?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is correct. I was really going for the trick there, but you didn't fall into it. Which letter would you like, Ladarius?
S.
S. I am sorry. There are no S's in this puzzle, which means we are on to John Luke. John Luke, would you like to solve? Would you like a question, or that's it?
I have a hunch, but it's not fully formed, so I need a question.
Okay, my question for you is who had more receiving touchdowns last year? Who had more receiving touchdowns? Was it George Kittle or was it Jalen Waddle?
Kittle.
Kittle is correct with 11 to Waddle's 8. Which letter would you like, JL?
Oh man, I'm going to need. I'll take an F. No. Yes. No. Yes.
F, final answer?
F. Final answer.
There is one F in this puzzle, JL. Going to add 500 to your round.
Can
bank.
I buy a
You
vowel?
may. You have just enough.
May I buy an A?
Yes, you can. There are 2 A's in this puzzle. Going to subtract 200. What would you like to do now, John Luke?
I need another question.
Another question. JL, my question for you is, who had more receiving touchdowns last year? Who had more receiving touchdowns? Was it Jamar Chase or was it Adam Thielen?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is correct. Which letter would you like, JL?
And I got it. I'll go. I'll take an R.
An R. There's one R in this puzzle. And John Luke, it sounds like you want
And
to
I'd
solve.
like to solve the Noah elephant in the room.
It is the Noah elephant in the room.
Okay.
Nice job,
go.
JL, pulling that one out. And Scampers, wild
No
math
letter?
coming in. It was almost no letter in there. Got the Noah elephant in the
Well,
room.
then it's almost impressive.
That was almost 5 minutes ago. Nice job. And the chat is just going wild for Scampers. Jay,
Nice job.
these Scampers coming in with the W like
Absolutely.
a champ.
Champ.
And Tommy in the chat saying jail looks so confused.
I was so lost for a while there.
Scott,
I was like the last ant in the line.
my favorite idiom. Scott said, we're always happy campers with Mr. Scampers. And Scampers said, had the immediate thought that elephant didn't fit. Fight through the dumb, everyone. Fight through the
Well,
dumb.
I had the immediate thought that was elephant, and I didn't bother to count the letters to realize that it didn't fit, so I could figure out the last name. So
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the
I was
last
like,
word.
Zach Ella. What?
I got stuck on element. That's
Yeah,
all.
I
just
thought it
kept
was
thinking,
element. I'm like L-E-M-E. No,
The
we
fifth
already.
element.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, we know.
Well, Darius, you keep doing all the work for these guys and letting them swoop in.
Yeah.
You're answering all the trivia. You're getting all the letters. And then these losers over here come in and solve the puzzle.
I'm really questioning this friendship now. I really, I don't know how to feel. I was like,
Well, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our next puzzle here. Puzzle number 5 for the day, including that toss up. And this is going to be horrible team names. So this is something that I think is objectively a horrible name for your fantasy football team. So these are going to be horrible fantasy football team names. Most of these usually have a player name in them, something like Chris Olave Garden. So do with that what you will. This is
Normally
what
they're
we're working with.
fantastic names. Just Simon thinks they're horrible names. So do that what you will.
All right. Well, JL, you got that one right, which means Jay is up first here. Jay, would you like a question or do you want to solve this puzzle?
Let's go with a question on this one.
Okay. Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Kenneth Walker or was it Miles Sanders?
Let's go with old Kenny Walker. And that's wrong.
It is wrong. It is
Yeah.
Miles
As soon as I
Sanders.
said it, you knew it was wrong.
Which means we are on to Ladarius. Yeah, if you guys want to just tell yourselves whether you're right or wrong like that, it makes my
As
job
soon
a
as
lot
I
easier.
said it, I'm like, no, that's wrong.
I can just sit back and click
Walker
letters if
down.
you guys take care of that. Ladarius, do you want a question or would you like to solve this puzzle?
I'll take a question, please.
Okay. Here is your question. Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards? Was it Tyler Algier or was it Jeff Wilson Jr.?
I'm going to go Algier, and hopefully I'm welcome back into my, I'll say Algier.
And Algier is correct. Nice job, Ladarius. Which letter would you like?
Give me let's go with the T.
T. There are 2 T's in this
all right.
puzzle. We're going to add $1,000 to your round bank. Now the options open up for you a little, Darius. You can buy a vowel, you can solve this puzzle, or you can choose to take another question right away.
I'll take a question.
A question for Ladarius. Who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards last season? Was it Alvin Kamara or was it Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones was a good run. Yeah. I feel like the last time he was a running back, and I think this time it might be the quarterback. I'm gonna go Daniel Jones.
I'm sorry, it was Alvin Kamara, but Daniel Jones did have 708 rushing yards last season. I didn't remember 500 of those. I feel like I just remembered like 250 of them.
And he didn't trip last year. So
Yeah,
that helped.
I think
Not that I can remember. Not on national TV, at least. So.
When you watch Daniel Jones run, you feel Daniel Jones run. Know what I mean? Like you watch Lamar Jackson run down the field, but you feel every step Daniel Jones takes.
There's not a doubt in my mind that every step he takes, he's thinking, "Oh no, I might fall."
Oh, I thought you were gonna go left, right, left, right, left, right.
Look up, run.
Shit! Don't forget to breathe.
No, I forgot.
That's why on the 80-yard run he fell. It's because he can't run and breathe at the same
Yeah.
time. So as soon as he started breathing, he just fell, and he can't hold his breath that long. He's got like a 40-yard lung capacity. That's it. Okay, well, who guessed that one?
I
think
have
Jay
no
did.
idea. No, that was
Ladarius did.
Ladarius.
Ladarius, would you like another question? Would you like to buy a vowel? Or would you like?
I think it's I got it wrong.
That's right. So it is John Luke's turn.
Man of honor, Ladarius.
Simon's really just passing all of his responsibilities to us.
You could actually just leave. We'll handle it from here. We got
Okay,
it.
cool. Thanks.
I'll take a question.
Okay. Oh, for me. You want me back now all of a sudden. Who had more rushing yards last season, JL? Who had more rushing
I guess
yards?
I could ask myself my own question. Who had more rushing yards, JL? Jalen Hurts or Jamar Chase? I'll go with Jalen Hurts. You got it, JL. Woo!
And now back to the real game. Who had more rushing yards last year? Was it Taysom Hill or was it David Montgomery?
I hate you. I hate you. David Montgomery.
David Montgomery's correct, JL. Which letter would you like?
Give me an H.
Give me an H. There are 3 H's in this puzzle. I'm going to give you 1,500. What's the move? Huh?
I will take I'll buy a vowel.
Okay. Which vowel would you like?
Give me an E.
An E. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 E's in this puzzle. That puzzle was hungry for that E.
Power through that one, JL. I'll take a question.
Here's your next question. Who had more rushing touchdowns last season? Was it Saquon Barkley or was it Najee Harris?
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley's absolutely correct. Which letter would you like, John Luke?
Let's go with an R.
R. There's one R in this puzzle. This is your last opportunity to buy a vowel if you'd like to do so.
Simon, are you okay?
I'll take an I.
Here we go. There's one I in this puzzle, JL. Just subtract 100 from your round thing.
I'll take an A.
An A. 3 A's there be. Subtract another 300.
Right.
You can buy more vowels. You got the money, or you can take your third and final question, or you can solve.
I will take another vowel. I'll take a question.
Okay. John Luke, my question for you is who had more passing yards last season? Was it Josh Allen or was it Aaron Rodgers?
Josh Allen had 4,283. Aaron Rodgers had 4,862. I'll go with Josh Allen.
Even though you said the entirely wrong number for Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen is correct, JL. But more impressively,
was that the actual number for Josh Allen?
That was the exact number for Josh Allen.
Wow.
Simon, I made that up off the top of my head.
4,283 is the exact number of passing yards that Josh Allen has.
Guys, no joke. I made that up off the top of my head. I had no idea. I made both numbers up.
Living there in the recesses of your brain somewhere. Somewhere your brain has seen that number and it just ripped it out of nowhere.
What?
Gorgeous, JL. Well, you got that one right. Which letter would you like?
Sorry.
That was just like a glitch in the Matrix moment for him, and we're having to bring him back to reality. Which letter would you like, Neo?
I'll take an S.
An S. There are 2 S's in this puzzle, Jay. I'm going to add 2,000. You got 5 seconds to solve this puzzle. What is it? Oh. Which means, Jay,
I can freaking pull numbers out of my head, but I can't pull this puzzle out of my head.
Out of your,
Jay, it is your turn. Which
All right.
letter would you like?
I mean, if you're just giving me a letter, I'll take a letter. That's what works.
Would you like a question? Or do you want to?
I'll go with the question.
Okay, who had more passing yards last season? Who had more passing yards last season? Was it Geno Smith or was it Russell Wilson?
Go with old Geno.
Old Geno's absolutely correct. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with a C.
A C. There is 1 C in this puzzle. Going to add 500. What would you like to
forget
do
my money.
now?
Let's go ahead and buy a O.
An O.
O.
There are 2 O's in this puzzle, and that is all of the vowels. Jay,
Let's
would you
go
like
with another question.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Jail needs to bank that money. So let me go ahead and remember how much money we had over here. Jay had 300. JL's money
Whoa,
is
you did
banked.
that off the top of your head.
I know. I pulled that number. Oh, I never knew that to begin with.
Incredible.
You're telling me 300 is the number Jay had.
Whoa.
Front yard fantasy does it again.
Jay, you wanted a question?
I said yeah.
Everyone's shaking their head. Jay, who had more passing touchdowns last season? Who had more passing touchdowns? Was it Kirk Cousins or was it Trevor Lawrence?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to go with JL's favorite player, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is the right answer. Which letter would you like?
Kirk.
No earthly idea any of the letters, so let's go with an M for Mancy.
An M for Mancy. There are no
Beautiful.
M's in
Just
this
beautiful.
puzzle, which means that we are back to Ladarius. Ladarius, would you like a question? Would you like to solve, or would you like to buy a vowel? Except there's no more vowels, so you can't.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
Well, you could, but you would lose automatically if you bought
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I've not been paid to throw the game, so I'll take a question.
A question. Okay, Ladarius, what I want to know is which team had more passing yards last season? Which team had more passing yards last season? Was it the Detroit Lions or was it the New Orleans Saints?
The Lions.
The Lions is absolutely correct. Which letter would you like, Ladarius?
Yeah, here comes the conundrum. The good news, you got the question right. What's the bad news? Letter? Right. Hi, caramba. I'm gonna say D.
A D. There are 2 D's in this puzzle, Ladarius, adding another grand to your score. Would you like?
Word? I thought it was man-made.
Would you like another question?
It's like Dan Dave.
I think I have it. Let me. Okay, I gotta take a risk. I need money, so I'm gonna take a shot and try to solve this puzzle.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Wandale chooses the wizard.
The Wandale does choose the wizard, Ladarius. Nice job,
That's such
my
a good
friend.
team name.
The Wandale chooses the wizard, and Ladarius, that's going to
the
add
best team name.
$2,000 to your total score, pulling that one out there.
I need to drink out of my big
Darius.
cup. I need to drink out of my big cup for a minute here.
Oh, he's intimidating us. That SOB.
Look at it. Look at this. We were reporting this out before show. Big ass cup. He's just palming it.
Palming it.
That's insane. That's absurd.
Should
Look
get
at
2
that.
of them and just go stone cold with it and just
Oh,
crack
yeah.
them together and just
Walk out of 7-Eleven with
Oh,
2
yeah.
of those big daddies.
That guy means business. Yeah.
Don't get in his way.
How you gonna drive? Don't
He's
you
gonna have
worry
a good
about
night.
that. I'm gonna walk.
Oh, my God.
Walk into a
That guy doesn't have acid reflux.
nope. I feel great. Walk into a gym. I palm the weights.
With your sodas.
Everyone clears the bench, and they wipe it off for you before you lay down. Like, he just walks in and says, thank you. And then everyone clears everything off ahead of time.
Give me a Gatorade, fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Dustin in the chat was the first one to unlock the Wandale part. They were a little confused here. We had the Wandale robbing the cradle. That was not quite the right answer. We had what does a pirate dog say? Bark.
Hey.
We had Tim.
Tim said the Wandale said the Wandale chooses the lizard.
Yeah. I thought about that, but I said, why would he want a lizard? I'm like, one. That's it.
He's clearly more of a spider guy.
Yeah.
Why would he want a lizard? Well, guys,
Just don't get the appeal.
we got time for one more puzzle, I think, here. This one is going to be same college. So we had a bunch of mashups and craziness here, but this is just going to be two players who went to the same college. That's all I'm going to need from you in this puzzle. Are you guys ready?
Nope.
Yeah.
Darius solved that one, which means JL, you are up first for this puzzle.
Oh.
And it's anybody's game here. It's looking like if someone solves this one with a couple letters, they might pull out the victory. John Luke, no pressure. Ready for your first question?
Yes,
Who had
sir.
more passing yards last season? Who had more passing yards last season? Was it the Dallas Cowboys or was it the Minnesota Vikings?
Minnesota Vikings.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Rizzo, you are 100% correct. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with an R.
R. There are 3 R's in this puzzle. Putting
Ooh.
1,500 buckaroos in your round bank. What are you going to do with that, Daddy? You going to spend it or are you going to take another question?
I'm gonna spend it. Give me an A.
A. 1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4 A's. Bringing you down to 1,100.
Arkansas.
Arr, arr, arr.
I'll take let me get an O.
An O. There are 3 O's in this puzzle.
Trace O's.
Bringing you down to 800.
I'll take a question.
Okay, my question for you, John Luke, is who had more rushing yards last season? Which team had more rushing yards last season? Was it the New York Football Giants or was it the Tennessee Titans?
Rushing yards.
Rushing yards.
Ooh, Giants.
It was the New York Football Giants, JL. That was a very tricky question. Nice job. Which letter would you like?
Thank you. Let's go with an N.
An N. There are 3 N's in this puzzle. This is
It's never happened.
your last opportunity to buy vowels if you would like to do so. Otherwise,
Give me an E.
an E. There's 1 E in this puzzle. Going to subtract 100.
Give me an
Oh, I
I.
also didn't give you your money. There you go. There's your money. An I. There are 2 I's in this puzzle. Going to subtract 200, JL.
Give me the U. Let's finish it up.
Okay, the U. No more vowels, as you may have guessed. That is all the vowels in this puzzle. Would you like your third and final question, JL, or would you like to solve this puzzle?
Give me a question.
Okay. John Luke, who had more rushing yards last season? Which of these teams had more rushing yards last season? Was it the Jacksonville Jaguars or was it the New England Patriots?
Patriots.
I'm sorry, JL. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars, which means we are moving on to Jay. Jay, would you like to solve? Would you like a question? Or that's all you can do?
So I know the puzzle, but I won't win with that much money, so I got to roll with it. Let's keep going. Let's go to question.
Okay, another question. Here's what we got. Who had more rushing yards last
man.
season? Which team had more rushing yards last season? Was it the Carolina Panthers or was it the Miami Dolphins?
Let's go with the Panthers.
Panthers are correct, Jay. Nice job. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with a Y.
A Y. There are 2 Y's in this puzzle. Going to add $1,000 to your score.
Oh, my
God,
God.
I knew what
I'm so
I knew what
dumb.
it was from the
You- Hold on,
The
let me
one time
intimidate
this-
you guys by barehanding my coffee cup real quick. Hold on.
Jay, is that a thimble?
What was that, Simon?
Are you
Is
drinking?
that a poly-
Are you drinking
I went to the other aisle. You went to
Jay, you're not supposed to steal your daughter's Polly Pockets anymore.
She's not home, so it was quick.
Oh, you're right. It's not
the
stealing.
Monopoly
it's,
piece of a
it's
thimble?
borrowing.
Right.
Jay, what are you doing?
Let's go with another question.
Okay. Here is your question. Who had more passing yards last season? Who had more passing yards last season? Was it the San Francisco 49ers or was it the Indianapolis Colts?
Let's go with the 49ers.
49ers are correct. Which letter would you like?
T.
T. There are 2 T's in this puzzle. Going to add another $1,000. What's the
let's go to another question.
This is your third and final question, Jay. And what I want to know for you is which of these teams had more points scored during the regular season? So these are real NFL points. Which of these teams scored more points? Was it the Seattle Seahawks or was it the Cincinnati Bengals?
That is a very, very good question, Simon. I know the Seahawks started super hot. They tailed off just a little bit. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals are correct, and I accidentally read the wrong team name, and they actually only outscored them by 11, so I'm very glad you got that one right, and I'm not sitting here like a dick giving you an impossible question. Which letter would you like?
Speaking of you being a dick, let's go with D.
A D. There are 2 Ds in here, Jay. You're going to add another grand. You've got 5 seconds to solve this puzzle. We're moving on to Ladarius.
Kadarius Toney and Anthony Richardson.
Kadarius Toney and Anthony Richardson for the win, Jay. It came down to the wire. If Jay would have missed that, it looks like Ladarius would have come in and swept up. But Ladarius, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on. And a big congrats to Jay for winning. But a bigger thanks to Ladarius for coming and hanging out with us 100%. On this Wednesday afternoon.
You the man, Ladarius.
Anytime. I had fun. I feel like I did my part today and helped.
You did your part.
It brought back some very traumatic things that I thought I got over. but once again, I'm a giver. So, and it was ironic that I knew the last question 3 letters in, and it's okay.
30 letters in.
Ladarius, coming out a new man at the end of the Front Yard Fantasy Therapy Hour.
It's like I need a bigger cup now.
Next time you see Ladarius, he's gonna have an even bigger cup, and he's coming here to win Fantasy Fortune. I wanted to shout out Dame in the chat, getting that one pretty early. Nice job, Dame. Chat killed it today. Ladarius killed it today, and everybody watching, if you didn't go follow Ladarius during that show, I don't know what you were watching. You must have been on mute or something, but go and follow him right now. He's on Twitter at Ladarius_Brown and check out his work. You can find it all there linked in his Twitter bio. Guys, we are going to be back tomorrow at the same time, same place, every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But before then, here on BSN, the Masters are kicking off. And tomorrow morning, starting at 10:15 Eastern time, you can join the Bettercast answering live trivia for prizes. So stick around. If you're going to be watching that Masters anyways, you might as well be in the Bettercast answering trivia, playing along, and trying to win some prizes, hanging with the BSN crew. Until tomorrow, though, that is going to be it for us. Thank you again, Ladarius. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And we will see you bright and early at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the Fantasy Football Game Show.
I don't know what to do with my hands.